Yes, you can.
I can't at all.
You can't hear Joe at all.
No.
I just can't hear me. Okay.
Load of
Well, he
screen.
smells really,
With
really
Joe. I can see
bad.
you clear.
All right.
Oh.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Speaking of Anime, and this time we have a special episode. I have Ash and Joe from Random As Productions and Homeward Heroes. Say hello, guys.
Indeed.
Hello.
Hola. Hola, senora, senorita.
Today we will be reviewing the anime So I'm a Spider, So What? Who wants to start things off with this?
Well, I will say the first episode is very, 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 very much like that time I resurrected as a slime. Quite a lot. Like the first 20 minutes of that anime, those two animes are nearly cut and slice. How similar they are.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's not too bad. What do you two think of the art in it, like the CGI 2D animation they used?
I mean,
Meh. Meh.
I mean, the CG was done by the same people who did the Berserk anime.
oh, I didn't know that.
But yeah, no, the same people.
The newer one, yeah.
Yeah, the new one.
Okay. I mean, one thing I found pretty much right at the start is it sort of drops you straight in it. Like there's no sort of like build up to it and all that. You just get like a little sort of scene with all these like people, and then suddenly, boom, there it is. You're in the action,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, how did it all come to sort of being like this? So
Yeah,
That's
because they
probably
don't.
the overarching mystery is you'll find out at the end of the series what happened.
yeah, maybe. I mean, the art I do like. I do like the art. The intro as well. That's pretty interesting. The whole sort of like intro sequence.
Intro sounds like it's done by. It sounds like it's been done by the music's been done by like Baby Metal or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you got that intro, but have you seen the outro? Like the whole outro.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It's kind of cool. It's like a I don't know, J-pop punk rock. I don't know. It's hard to
it's
describe.
catchy.
It's an experience.
Yeah,
It's an experience. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very catchy. I can see people, not me, but some people might be interested in it. It's not something I want to put on.
Yeah, it's not something that I could probably listen to like over and over.
No,
I mean, like,
you're not missing much by skipping that.
no, you're not missing much at all.
It's quite cliche.
In terms of story itself, I mean, obviously we've only seen the first 3 episodes, and that's normally what I use to actually find out if I want to carry on watching the anime itself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's really got me hooked into wanting to see more. Maybe the end of episode 3 was a bit more into trying to drag me in, but I don't know.
It was episode 2 for me. Mainly like, because you have the main character. I think I wrote a name down here somewhere. Yeah.
I think it was
The main spider we follow.
Oh,
Wakana, something like that.
Wakaba.
That's it, Wakaba.
Yeah.
Wakaba,
Yeah.
yeah.
What you talking
Her.
about? What you talking
Yeah.
about? Willis?
Yeah, her.
I
mean, I find her a little bit more interesting than the other classmates who got isekai'd into that world.
yeah, I mean,
I do like how kind of trolly some of them, like their reincarnations were.
yeah,
Like one turned out to be a pet, another one turned from a guy to a girl.
Yeah.
And kind of just has to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like not only do they kind of remember their past life when they were in like our world,
But they see
but
they seem kind of
it-
comfortable in the new world pretty much straight
Yeah.
away, don't they?
but they also kind of have this past history of that world dumped on them as well.
Oh yeah, because
Yes, like you
the
got
one that
got
turned
the
into
main,
the pet, it was like they said they'd lived a pretty sort of bad life in the
yeah, I think she was like a bully. Yeah, she was one of the
yeah she
bullies who picked on
Yeah.
the girl who's turned out to be a spider. And then I think you had, oh, what was it? Yeah, because you got the guy who is Prince Hugo, I think his name is.
Yeah, I think that's it.
He
yeah.
he keeps referencing his brother, but it's like clearly that world's brother, not like his actual
Yeah.
brother. So it's weird. You kind of got like a
Or
weird
is it?
mix of memories.
Or is it?
I don't
Or is
know.
it?
That's true because you don't actually
Or
like
is it?
from the first 3 episodes you don't actually know how many people have actually sort of come into this new world, do you? Because
No,
from what
I mean this.
like,
They
my
say
theory
11, but
yeah, but my sort of theory is from what you actually saw at the brief start of it with like all the kids in it, like all the kids in the school and all that. It
Yeah.
looked like what actually happened was there was some sort of explosion.
yeah.
So how
I
big
mean, at
was
least
that?
it wasn't a garbage truck again. Not like the 90th time.
Well, to be fair, on Konosuba it's a tractor, so
Tractor, yeah. Yeah. The leveling up in it I found quite cool in the way
Yeah.
they kind of handled it. Because,
It's an interesting feature.
yeah, they have the same feature in That Time I Resurrected as Slime, but it's mainly the first episode where they have the comparison so much. The only difference is she kind of gets screwed over a little bit more.
yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, one thing I
Yeah.
find with that is like I can actually see if obviously like World was like video game and all that. I can sort of see that sort of being how it is. Like, say you're just looking into a crowd and you said appraisal, you're just suddenly bombarded with all the information that's in front of you,
Yeah.
which is pretty much what she had when she like looked into that cavern with all like the bears, the deers, and all
Right.
that.
Yeah, and then you had another one where like she's appraisal. This rock will be a diamond.
Yeah, and it's
War.
just...
Yeah, and I kind of like that she hasn't completely lost her humanity either.
well,
So like when she made her like little spider nest house thing,
yeah,
she
she
made like a web bed,
yeah,
like a
sink a
four-poster
TV.
like a TV out of web, like and also there was a Spider-Man reference. So,
Yeah, I saw that. When I saw it, I was like, oh
What's
my.
Spider-Man reference?
that was interesting to see the Spider-Man reference in there. That was for sure.
yes, it was gonna happen.
Obviously. One thing with the main character as well is like when you see her in the spider form, she's like quite lively, isn't she?
Yeah,
Like I think it's episode 1. She sat when she first gets the kin eater skill. She sat like, oh, maybe I can get the dancing skill if I dance and all that. But when she's talking about her past life, she seems like the sort of person who sits at the back of the class, really quiet, doesn't interact
Yeah.
with anyone.
because I think that's kind of how they've set her up as like the quiet kind of
Yeah, like the sort of like the
yeah,
way
the
you
quiet
see it though.
outsider kind of character.
Yeah, the way you see it though is like she's sort of like depressed in a way, because they do that whole sort of like hair over the face, blacking out the eyes and all that, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's also kind of interesting that her other classmates are kind of most of them got a slightly better deal than she did,
Yeah,
and like became princes, princesses, and dukes, and a dragon.
an elf as well.
Kind of, yeah. They kind of regret. I think it's mainly the one who's a dragon. Kind of regret their actions in the previous life.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting because a lot of the time they don't really do that. They just kind of get on with what they need to do, or oh, I'm a dragon now. Okay, time to burn stuff.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I found as well is we've lost.
Oh, Jig on.
Oh no, he's back.
I just,
Yeah, one thing I found is
I just, you know,
yeah. No, one thing I've found as well is like you haven't found the purpose as to why they've been summoned to that world yet.
No,
It's like with
you know that there's
Konosuba,
the-
you've got the whole defeating the Devil King.
Yes.
I don't know what it is in other ones because I haven't really watched many other world ones.
Yeah, because a lot of them it is like you have this evil demon king who needs to be defeated. So we need to drag heroes from other worlds to come and fight.
Yeah, and
deal
you
with our
you
problem
normally
for us.
find that out in like the first episode what the goal is, don't you?
Yeah, with this one, it's kind of like you know that the I think she's an elf, like an elf kind of girl who is looking for people from other worlds
Yeah,
specifically. But she knows of 11, but she's only found a couple so far,
yeah.
from what she said. She might found more throughout the
I
season,
reckon,
but
I reckon the elf's the teacher.
I think they did.
I mean, she said she's
I
a
think they
teacher.
did say that she is the teacher.
she was their teacher to begin with, but now they're going to the same school
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
she's technically
But
the
they
same
they still
age
give.
as them.
Yeah, they still give her
aged
the
slowly.
respect of their being their teacher.
Yeah,
One thing I do like as well is how they actually hide their past lives from the original people of the world.
I found that quite interesting because normally they're like when you have isekai animes like that, they don't really hide it that
No,
well, especially with
it's pretty much like,
Konosuba,
oh yeah,
where-
you're from another world, aren't you? But this one is like, it was when they were doing the magic training. It was like, oh, make sure you call them by this name because there's other people around. So
Yeah, it is kind of interesting how they handled some of it as well, especially with like how with the whole leveling up system, how when you have the main character when she's trying to, the more she fights and eats, the kind of stronger she gets, but
Yeah.
she kind of evolves, like physically evolves, and then it starts to go back to zero again,
yeah,
which is kind of cool because it's very much JRPG kind of gaming.
yeah.
Very like Digimon as well.
It is
Like,
very
Yeah,
Digimon.
like because when she got to level up the first time, she had to choose between what was it, a lesser one or a small one, weren't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lesser
I can't remember.
one, which is like a little flying bug creature, or she could.
But the way
become-
she put it was
we don't know what that was.
yeah, because she obviously
the way
went with
she
small. But
described
the way she said it was lesser was obviously bigger than than small. So,
Yeah,
and she was like, okay, well, if I went lesser, that would probably compromise some of my mobility and agility and stuff like that. So, she decided to stick with small. But that's one thing I haven't seen yet is how actually big is she compared to everyone else? Because you sort of see it briefly in episode
you kind of
3.
see in episode 3
Yeah.
and a little bit of 2. You kind of
Episode-
see how big she is against humans.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
Briefly, she's quite small.
yeah, but it's like is she sort of like small enough to sort of like not be noticed if it was like say
I mean,
you know like when you got
she-
like a small spider on your wall or something and you don't notice it until like you sort of look
she's
over.
bigger than a small
About that
spider.
size.
She
About that
looks.
size.
So it is something you'd notice.
Yeah. She looks kind of a little bit smaller than the dragon at the moment, or
Okay.
about that size.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Think,
She
yeah,
doesn't
think
look.
tarantula size.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's big enough to smash through your door. But then she kind of looks plushy size.
doesn't need like one of those massive machine presses to crush
Also,
it.
can we talk about how freaky horrific that opening scene was in the first episode with the mother spider?
Oh,
and all the
God,
other little
yeah.
ones eating each
The whole
other.
cannibalism thing. Oh my word, that was mental.
No,
Spiders are cannibals.
I know.
I know,
I know,
but
like there are spiders at like some species of spiders out there that when the babies are born, they
So-
basically do devour the mother.
my notes for comments on the mother spider was, oh god, why? Oh, the spider, why? It's freaking huge.
I think my first initial reaction to that
Um,
was, I don't think there's a shoe big enough to squash it.
Mine was nope.
Pretty much the same as hers then.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, fuck this, I'm gone. Like, no.
So that's where Aragog went.
Oh, now Aragon's dead. We've already established this.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Shelob.
Yeah, that's the one,
Yeah.
Shelob, yeah. Maybe that was Shelob's long lost cousin. I don't know.
His cousin. His Japanese cousin. Yeah, I mean, it's quite cool how they dealt with the reincarnations and how they kind of randomized it. I'd be interested to find out if it is actually random though, because the elf character, I can't remember her name. I've written it down somewhere. She the only character the main person that she knows to come back reincarnated as a monster was the dragon girl.
Yeah,
I think it's called Frey.
yeah, Freya or something like that,
But yeah, other than that, she's not aware of anyone else has come back as a monster. So it's kind of interesting to find out how she actually locates people from another world.
yeah. That is interesting.
And if there is someone generally like, yes, I'm going to screw with people today. Yes, you over there.
I could just imagine her methods of finding people. It's like, hey, are you this guy? You just see like a random person.
Yeah,
Like you just see two
oh.
random people speaking. It's like, hey, have you seen that crazy elf lady? She's going around calling people by strange names.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if there is like a maniacal kind of evil plan in the background, or whether it is just some like Stardust cock up, like Lady Aqua's gone, I have some magical powers. Okay, let's see what I can do with this. Oops. Well, I better go find those people. They might cause some trouble. So, yes.
Yeah.
Because for all we know, there might be more spiders that are humans. So,
Well, going from the opening trailer and the opening sort of song and the outro song, it does look like there's potentially going to be 3 other spiders.
yeah.
So,
See, I wasn't sure if they were,
or if you think,
or if it's a kind of, oh no, they're not actually spiders. It's magic. Because if in the 3rd episode, if you look at some of the,
You've been watching too much WandaVision. That's what that is.
if you look at some of the characters that are in the class, some of them have similar characteristics, like the glasses and the outfits.
yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah.
And it is a magic school, so I could see that happening.
Well, I think the school is a variety of things because obviously they've all got their swords and that as well, ain't they? So
Yeah. Also,
what if they die in the school and then they get reincarnated as a spider?
yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Also, Mr. Wood, what did you think of the giant snake? The giant anime snake that was huge compared to the little DD spider.
I like the fact that it's anime and not real. Deal with it.
You know, the funny thing when we actually came to discussing the anime that we chose to review, both me and Ash both turned around and said the funny thing is we don't like spiders.
I mean, Joe doesn't like snakes. He's alright with everything else, but snakes is his
Nope.
kind of line.
Ooh.
Snakes. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Episode 3, you see
I'm
3
with
of them,
Indiana
don't you?
Jones.
FC 3, you see 3 and a Godzilla
Oh yeah.
type dragon over it.
That was one thing that bugged me. That
Um,
was one thing that bugged me with episode 3. You had basically all the students sort of like pounding it with magic and all that, and it just wasn't affecting it. And then you just had this one little dragon run up, bite it by the neck, and all of a sudden you got sprays
Oh, yeah,
of
that
blood
thing-
going everywhere.
That thing just went for his neck.
Yeah.
That was
And then the guy just comes
Like-
along with his sword, just one slice off with its head. Oh, is that like?
like
You had all these people
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
magic at it, which you clearly found out didn't work. For the simple fact
also
that one guy basically almost had his neck broken,
yeah. Is that the kind of
And-
douchebaggy guy?
yeah,
I can't remember.
and they all got shown
name.
up by a little earth dragon.
Yeah, he got something like
Yeah, by a little water dragon.
It was she's
What did
actually
he-
Earth Dragon.
It's
Oh,
an
she
Earth
Earth
Dragon.
dragon.
It's
Yeah.
an Earth
Okay.
Dragon.
But yeah, that was
Yeah.
one thing that actually bugged me with that fight. The fact that you had all these students throwing magic at it, which they found out clearly
Also,
didn't work.
The wizard got blown flying back.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
that wizard got nailed.
Oh, he's dead.
Uh,
That was just dead. That was just, that.
Yeah.
You don't see him like disintegrating.
That's
Yeah,
one
He's dead.
thing.
He's
Does
a non-entity.
does that all does that happen to everyone who
No.
dies, or is that just because he was hit with something specific to make him die that way?
I don't know, and I'm too afraid to go near, get run over to find out. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be quite interesting to actually learn, and also, we've kind of skipped an episode now, but it's interesting. I don't know what it is, but I do find it quite interesting that the human characters I find less interesting than
Yeah,
the spider character.
I know what you mean there, because like obviously with the spider character,
Like,
she's having a harder time surviving. It's like
Like,
she's
the girl-
going up against like what, poisonous frogs.
Yeah. like the girl who turned into a dragon, I like the fact that she's generally getting annoyed that she's happened to play the pet to one of her classmates who got the lucky hand and became a prince. And she's not really allowed to talk or use her magic like she normally could if she was any other character. So she's kind of wondering whether that's karma or if she's just been dealt a bad hand. That's kind of why I like the last couple minutes of the third episode, because you kind of see how pissed off she generally is.
Yeah, she just shows everyone up with the bloody one water
Yeah,
blast.
she one blasts the target, and then she bit the neck off of a freaking dragon,
Yeah.
and then she's kind of horrified that she's just killed her own kind.
Yeah.
But
I mean, with
she seemed a lot more. It affected them a lot more than it affected the Spider Girl.
yeah,
Like,
like
they were like genuinely traumatized, where she was like,
yeah, but I
"Oh,
think
this is
with
kind of gross."
yeah, I think with
like,
the whole
ugh.
spider, I think obviously,
Doesn't taste
the
nice.
spider's on her own, so it's kind of like
and
the
obviously,
spider's
yeah.
on her own. So she's just like, well, I either eat this or I die.
yeah, and the fact that
Yeah.
obviously when it happened, she had loads of other of her kin doing the same thing, so it's like, well, it's probably not as bad as it seems given
Yeah.
what I am,
Yeah, that's true.
and obviously with
So are we gonna
go on.
you carry on? No, you carry on.
Well, I was just gonna
Okay.
say, obviously with the dragon girl, she wasn't really sure it was gonna happen at the time.
Yeah.
Like you just had the one sort of thing. But one thing I will say is, can we take a minute to notice her pose when she landed?
Oh yeah. Like-
The classic landing pose: one arm on the floor, one arm up in the air. Just
Yeah.
Joe's just like, no, just no.
Like,
Uh,
yeah, no, she generally did it. It was-
there is only one superhero pose. I will go find it for you.
Oh God.
it's gonna
This
be
is the
super-
superhero pose.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Superman is tidy whities.
One knee, one fit, one knee. Yep, one knee, one fist on the floor. Swinging.
Yeah. So
Anyway. I
Anyway,
think,
back to the world of anime.
before I was gonna say before this video times out,
yeah.
we should probably round it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, okay. So, would any of you carry on watching it?
Yeah, I would. I kind of want to find out what the
Yeah.
mystery is at the end. Because it's,
So
I'm not going to lie, it's been bugging me.
I mean,
I'm not too invested in it, to be honest. It's all right.
I've
Humor's forced at times with me, but
yeah, I mean, with me, it hasn't really sort of gripped me in the first 3 episodes. The end of the third one was a bit more sort of gripping compared to the others, but overall in whole, it didn't really grip me, and I'm not really interested to see how it carries on.
Yeah, I think the human characters kind of put me off a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I just
Yeah.
got a gift from Zoom. Oh, I see what you mean by running out of time.
Okay,
there we go.
Okay, well,
should we wrap this up?
I think the overall opinion is one of us wants to carry on watching it, the other two don't. So,
There we go. That in a nutshell.
yeah. So if you're interested in watching it, guys, the anime was So I'm a Spider, So What? And I'd like to thank Ash and Joe for joining me on this video, because
No problem.
I hope to do more
Yeah.
with you guys as well. So
That'd be cool.
until next time,
Totally down.
bye guys.
Hey.
Bye.